Alright, testing. Testing 1, 2, 3. Can you guys hear me? Okie dokie, everything seems to be working okay. Alright. Finally got this stupid thing to work. Thank you, Charles. I'm gonna go ahead and share this around. Share it on Twitter. Go. That's better. Okie dokie. Alright, so sorry about that, folks. My dad walked in and interrupted me right when I was about to start the stream. Oh, my family just always comes in at the most wrong time. Now let's see. Okay. Well, I guess I might as well go ahead and get started, everybody. Hey, what's up, everyone? It's your boy Laz here, and welcome to Knights of the Old Republic 2, the Sith Lords. One of the best, or maybe even worst, video game sequels of all time. So, this is the sequel to KOTOR 1. As you guys remember, last year I did a playthrough of KOTOR 1. So this is KOTOR 2, which is set 5 years after the events of the first game. And, well, there's a little bit of an interesting story about this game, just because, just like Sonic 06, this game was also rushed into production, and so, it's a bit of an unfinished mess. There are so many things that were left out, had to be cut. There was supposed to be a much bigger game than the first game, but unfortunately, due to time restraints, they had to cut most of its content. So, this game was left in an unfinished state. So there's a lot of things that were removed from the game. Now, when this game was ported to the Switch, it was supposed to have the restoration mod included, but due to legal obligations, they could not add that mod to the game itself. So, unfortunately, that was scrapped, which is a disappointment. But, so, we're just gonna have to play through the game as it was when it came out back in 2004. Now, I should let you guys know, this is a much darker story than the last game. The first game was more of a retreading of A New Hope. This one is more of a darker story. And I'll admit, a lot of the characters in this game are not very memorable in my opinion, man. Some of them are mostly assholes, and nobody trusts anyone. But that's just basically my opinion. So let's go ahead and start the game, shall we? Start new game. Alright, now we get to choose our character class. We can choose male or female. We can do a male Jedi Consular, Sentinel, or Guardian. Or we can be a female. Now, according to the official Star Wars lore, the main character of this game is canonically female. In the first game, Revan was canonically male. So this character is a female. So we're going to go with a female character, and we're going to go with the Jedi Guardian. So we're going to customize the character. Let's see. That's the one I like. I always like this portrait the best. It's closest to the character, so I'm gonna stick my attributes here. There we go. Skills. There we go. Demolition, awareness, and tree injury. Alright. Toughness. And now for the name. Now, canonically, this character does have a name. And I'm gonna put it up here right now. Let's see. Her name is Mitra. Surik. There we go. So that's the official name of this character. Hey Shadow, welcome to the stream, man. Good to see you here. Also, if you guys hear me sniffing a lot, it's because I have allergies again. Oh boy. It's been raining a lot over here, and my allergies have been driving me crazy the last couple days. So, sorry if I cough or if I sneeze or sniff. I apologize for that. Allergy season is bad this year. Anyway, let's just go ahead and start the game, shall we? I'm gonna have to turn the music down here because, you know, copyright. So yeah, sorry guys, I have to mute the game here because, you know, John Williams' opening music is copyrighted and I don't want to get copyrighted. So we're just gonna have to watch the title scroll here in silence. So, it is a perilous time for the galaxy. A brutal civil war has all but destroyed the Jedi Order, leaving the Allying Republic on the verge of collapse. Amidst the turmoil, the evil Sith have spread across the galaxy, hunting down and destroying the remaining Jedi Knights. Narrowly escaping a deadly Sith ambush, the last known Jedi clings to life aboard the battered freighter near the ravaged world of Paragus. I'm doing good, Zeta. Thanks for asking, man. So this game is, like I said, this game is set 5 years after KOTOR 1, after Revan defeated Darth Malak. And things have not gotten any better for the galaxy, unfortunately. There is a new Sith threat now called the Sith Triumvirate, and they pretty much wiped out all the Jedi and crippled the Republic. So our main character here is one of the last known Jedi left in the galaxy. But here's the thing, this character isn't technically considered a Jedi anymore. Oh, and there's a familiar sight. It's the Ebon Hawk. That's Revan's ship from the first game. Okay, I think I can turn the music up again now since the opening scroll music is done.
Hyperdrive offline.
Hyperdrive offline.
Multiple hull breaches.
Oh dear.
Proximity alert.
Yeah, but Hawk's not looking too good here. Oh, look who it is!
The Ebon Hawk is adrift in space after a terrible battle.
Oh dear.
Most of its crew are dead or dying.
Yeah, you can see that.
You lie in the medical room in
There's our main
critical
character.
condition. You won't survive long without medical attention. The hyperdrive is damaged. Main power must be restored in order to bring the engines online and dock with the nearby Paragus mining station for much-needed repairs.
Oh yeah.
Your fate and that of the Ebon Hawk depend upon T3M4. A lone
T3M4.
astromech droid. Return to this location at any time to skip the prologue.
This was the little astro droid that joined us in the first game, if you all remember. Now we have an option here to either continue with the prologue, which will teach you the basics of the game and how everything works, or you can just skip the prologue and just go straight to the planet. Which, I'm not gonna bore you guys with the, the long prologue, so we're just gonna skip the prologue here. What's the point of that, man? This isn't a how-to video. This is a chill Let's Play video. Man, the Ebon Hawk does not look good, man. Looks like it's half destroyed. Yeah, so we have the same ship from the first game. But we have a different crew this time around. And here we have our Jedi carrier. Oh, there's another glitch. Yeah, I'll let you tell you, this is the PC version, and there's a ton of glitches in it. You can see the top black screen there is, there's only a black screen on the bottom, and there's supposed to be one on the top, but it's a graphical glitch, man. The people who ported this game from the PC did not do a very good job, man, if you ask me. You'll probably see a lot of glitches as we play through this. Hi, Fang. How you doing, bro? Good to see you guys here. And now we can finally play. Alright, it's been a long time since I've played KOTOR. Right? Okay. So our basic menus here. You have awakened in a medical bay in an unknown facility. The last thing you remember was being on a passenger on the Republic capital ship, the Harbinger. You should find out where you are and how you got here. Alright. So that's our main objective, and we're gonna save here. Let's begin our investigation of this place. Okay, these doors are locked. Let's tell us we can... Nope. The door is too damaged to be bashed open. Come on. Look in here, there's some items in here. Some med packs. We go over here. There's some... We can also pick up a side quest here. Patient life signs. Treat injury. Computer spike, no. I don't have any computer spikes, unfortunately. Hello there, Commander Antonio. Welcome to the stream. Alright, let's see. We check the medical logs here. These will tell us what happened here over the past couple days.
Still examining the survivors of the damaged freighter. Looks like it goes by the name of the Ebon Hawk. Only one survivor, placed in the coltal tank for recovery. The carbon scoring on the vessel suggests it was in a battle, but no indication of who fired on it. Couldn't get much from the Nava computer. I'm surprised the ship was able to make it inside the Paragus asteroid field without the asteroid drift charts. Aside from the lone survivor, we recovered an old woman. No life signs. There was also a protocol droid and a utility droid on board. Sent both down to maintenance while security sorts through the other items on the ship. It looks like the utility droid, a T3 unit, was able to get the ship working enough to get to the colony. We're prepared to...
Yeah, so that's what happens if you play the prologue, guys. T3 will fix the ship and get it to Paragus. Now here's the next log.
Could be a Jedi, but we won't know for sure until we get the transmission back from the Republic. If the survivor is a Jedi, that would account for the recovery rate. But I'm more concerned that a Jedi here may cause trouble. Some of the miners, especially Corta, are already another accident today. A detonation in the ventilation tunnels. If the lockdown measures hadn't activated, the whole facility would have been destroyed. Got most of the injured to the colto tanks in time, but the rest had to go to the morgue. One of the wounded said a droid caused the accident, but we couldn't get any specifics.
Sounds like something happened here while we were unconscious.
Miners about the Jedi. A number of the droids have been acting oddly, and not even memory wipes seem to be fixing the problem. There was a detonation in another one of the fuel vents the droids were working in. We deactivated several of them, and moved them down to maintenance. But we're still treating the plasma burns. That cuts us down to almost half shifts, and with the droids malfunctioning, we may not make the Telos shipment for this month. Fortunately, the detonation didn't cause a lockdown.
Warning. There has been a fuel detonation in the mining tunnels. Emergency lockdown commencing. All personnel report to quarters and prepare for emergency venting countermeasures.
No, if the ventilation systems are malfunctioning, evacuate the medical bay. Everyone evacuate.
That did not sound good at all. Okay, so, there were some, detonations in the, something going wrong with the ventilation system, so I'm guessing something happened here. Alright. Functions. We can unlock the morgue. We can also unlock the door behind us. That's just about it. Found records showing the lethal sedative treatment was given to the miners in the Progress Medical Bay. You received the same lethal dose, but you survived. You should try to find out who administered the treatment and why they tried to kill you. Okay. So somebody tried to kill us while we were in the Volto tank there. Get some more healing items. Oh, these are chemicals. They're crafting items. Them over here at the crafting table here. This is a new addition. Crafting. You can craft items now in this game. We can use those to craft. Okay. Craft some health. Okay. We're all out. So now we have some med packs. Here. This old woman looks dead. There's no sign of what killed her. Or we check the body over here, then we get a plasma torch. Uh-oh, looks like that old woman wasn't quite dead after all. Hello?
Find what you're looking for amongst the dead.
Okay, now, just like in the last game, we have dialogue choices. We can choose between 3 dialogue choices here. I thought you were dead. Your voice I heard as I floated in the Koto tank. Or who are you? I thought you were dead.
Close to death. Yes, closer than I'd like. You have the smell of the Koto tank about you. How do you feel?
A little disoriented. Was it your voice I heard in the Koto tank?
Yes, I had hoped as much. I slept here too long and could not awaken. It may be I reached out unconsciously, and your mind must have been a willing one. Or perhaps you have been trained for such things.
So... Now that one seems a bit harsh, so I'm gonna pick this one down here. So you can touch minds and phase death. Who are you?
I am Kreia, and I am your rescuer, as you are mine. Tell me, do you recall what happened?
The last thing I remember, I was on board the Republic ship, the Harbinger. What happened to it?
Your ship was attacked. You were the only survivor. A result of your Jedi training, no doubt.
Okay, so, as you can see here, this tells us who our Jedi is. Like, how did you know I was a Jedi? I am no longer a member of the Jedi Order. If you think I'm a Jedi, you're mistaken. Now, this character is technically no longer a Jedi Knight. They haven't been for the past 10 years. So I'm gonna go with this option.
Your stance, your walk tells me you are a Jedi. Your walk is heavy. You carry something that weighs you down.
To the stream, man. Okay. The Jedi Order and I have troubled history.
So it would seem. Keep your past and let us focus on the now.
Alright, what is this place?
I do not know. I was removed from the events of the world as I slept. A survey of the surroundings may provide the answers we seek. The ship we arrived in must still be in this place. We should recover it and leave.
Why do we need to leave?
We were attacked once, and I fear our attackers will not give up the hunt so easily. Without transport, weapons, and information, they will find us easy prey indeed.
Awareness. You seem nervous, worried. Is something wrong?
Even as I slept, I felt much unrest here. I saw strange visions, minds colored with fear. Now, everything here feels terribly silent.
I'm trying, man.
I would find out as much as you can about this place quickly. I fear we will need to depart as suddenly as we arrived.
I'll see if there's anybody left alive around here.
You may wish to extend your search to some clothes, if only for proper first impressions.
Alright, now if you have any persuasion, you can ask her about the medical bay.
I do not know anything about that.
The dose almost killed me, okay.
I do not know. Why did they spare you?
They didn't. I got the same dose but survived.
Indeed, a Jedi trance could protect one from such poisons. In fact, the sedatives may have been intended to keep you unconscious for some time. It would prove lethal to those untrained in such techniques, however. Most curious.
You seem to know a lot about Jedi techniques.
And so do you. Perhaps we could discuss it at length later on. Now we have other concerns, among them finding our new enemy.
I'll return soon to see if you're alright.
I leave you to the explorations of this place. Here I will remain and attempt to center myself.
Okay, so we got a light side point there. Remember guys, everything you say in Knights of the Old Republic affects your force alignment. So depending on how you talk to people, will give you either light side or dark side points. Just like in the first game. We gotta get past the story. Equip the plasma torch. And bash the door.
Emergency lockdown overridden.
Now to search the bodies here. Get a weapon.
Emergency lockdown is in effect. Turbo lifts have been sealed to contain.
Okay, here we go, guys. That time. Here we go. Our first combat. Mining droids. These guys are pretty simple to take down. Just back. And they give you 100 XP. Now, sometimes they'll have remains. Mining lasers, okay? I'll put that here. Some more droids. Too much damage. Down he goes. Now, if we walk over here to this door, we get a little cutscene.
This is the exit, but it is sealed. Strange. In my visions, it was open.
Oh, yeah? There's only silence. Tells me we'll need to get through that door there. Let's continue on here. Over here in this, we've got some stuff. Security tunneler. Let me just pass this open. Okay, there's some more recorded logs here.
Is this thing on? All right, all hands, especially you, Corder. Listen up, because I'm not gonna say this again. The next one of you Juma heads to try and smuggle a blaster, or so help me, any sort of military-grade frag weapons into my facility is gonna take a long walk out the airlock. Why? Because in case you forgot, Paragian fuel explodes at high temperatures. That's what blasted that chunk out of Paragus 2 and created this asteroid field. So if I catch any of you with anything other than sonic charges or mining lasers, I'll burn you and your contract. Security out.
Okay, Mr. Security Officer. No blasters. Sheesh. That is serious, though, man. Here's the second log. Accident report.
And according to one of the miners, it was because one of the sonic charges went off prematurely. And like before, it was one set by a mining droid. The three idiots were grouped so close to the charge it might as well have been a grenade going off. The blast turned their bones to dust. The blast wrecked the internal components of the droid that set the charge, though, so we can't even dissect it to see what happened. I don't like what's going on here. Ever since that Jedi showed up, things are getting worse. It's not just Corda and his miners, or the fights, but now the droids are acting crazy.
Hello there, Colonel Sarge. Welcome to the
If
stream,
we don't
man.
find what's causing this, or who, this facility's gonna be space dust by the time the next Telos freighter arrives.
Alright, so some strange things happening since our character arrived here. Mining droid maintenance.
So, you're in maintenance. Then maybe you can tell me what's going on with these droids.
Sir, I don't know. It's like their behavior cores are undergoing binary decay, but I can't find the source. This shouldn't be happening.
Well, that's reassuring.
But
it isn't happening. So the next time we nearly have a breach in the ventilation tunnels, I could just close my eyes and pretend it's my imagination. You better give me some answers. I want to know the damage these droids can do if they start mining us instead of asteroid rock.
Sir, these droids aren't combat models. Their mining lasers are weaker and less accurate than blasters. I doubt those droids could even hit one of us.
Are you blind? What about the miners in Medbay? It's sabotage, and it started right after the commander said we weren't going to sell the Jedi to the Exchange. So I want you to find out how these droids are being sabotaged. That'll tell me who's trying to clear a path to get that Jedi off the facility and stop him. In the meantime, make sure the security's armed with all the ion and sonic charges you can find. If those droids start coming after me, I'm gonna need more than low-grade mining lasers to take them down. Clear?
Yes, sir. Maintenance control out.
Idiot.
He called him an idiot. Okay, so apparently, the droids are turning on everybody. Somebody is sabotaging this place to try and escape with our main character here. They also mentioned something about the Exchange, which if you don't know, if you remember in the first game, the Exchange was a big intergalactic crime organization. They pay a lot of money for certain thing, and they're definitely an organization you don't want to cross, man. Okay, administration console.
I installed an override switch to shut down any droids on this level, just in case someone locks me out of the administration console. As added insurance, I tied the override switch into the circuit to the holding cell door. It'll make sure it can only be opened if all droids in the level are shut down. I doubt Corda or any of his men have the skill to pull off something like this, but I'm not taking any chances while we're sitting in the middle of this asteroid minefield. Whoever's responsible won't be able to have the droids rescue him after I lock him up. Nothing will cut through that door. He'll be trapped.
Right. Security storage room.
I secured the stealth field generator inside one of the footlockers in the security storage room. If I have the specs right, the interface field should be effective against the droid's sensors. All I need to do is equip the belt, and some skill with stealth in order to use it. As long as I don't get too close to the droids, they shouldn't detect me. If any more droids start malfunctioning, the belt should buy me enough time to get to the override switch I set up in the communications blister console. I'd rather shut them down than destroy them. I want to find out how these droids are being sabotaged. Maybe even turn them against whoever's sabotaging them.
Okay. I think that's all the logs now. So we check the cameras here. Some more droids. Blister console. We want to get to that console there and shut everything down. Oh, and look, there's somebody in the holding cells area. I wonder if that's the guy who tried to escape with us. Okay.
Be careful. There is much energy in the room beyond, yet it stems from nothing that lives.
Kriya? What?
Can you not sense them? Reach out. Cast aside your sight. Cast aside what you see, and instead reach out with your perception.
Glad you're excited. Excuse me.
Ah, you can feel them. The droids you cannot perceive, but the small oscillations of energy, that you can feel, echoing outwards.
Right. With Kriya's help, you have gained a passive preconcision power. When this power is triggered, you should save your game. Then we got some experience. There we go. Now we can throw a grenade and take these enemies out quickly. Boom.
Ah, you hear it. It is faint, but it is there.
What's happening?
It is the Force, you feel. It has not been so long as for you to forget.
Oh, so we're reawakening to the Force. But it doesn't feel like it did. It feels like it's coming from across a great distance.
Do not turn away from it. Listen. Feel it echoing within you. Come, I shall guide you down the familiar paths. You will need it if we are to survive and escape this place.
Alright. Gaining experience will slowly reestablish your connection to the Force. Go to the level up screen to choose your Force abilities. Okay, we got our first level. So here we go. We can read our skills. I'm going to give us some persuasion. Because we need some persuadability. We can add a feat. Stealth skill. And we have our force power. I'm gonna start with push, force, push. Fight them or we can run for it, because if we run to the command console we'll be able to shut the droids down. So let's just make a run for it. Override switch. And just like that, we have shut the droids down so they're no longer hostile. Now you can scavenge these droids and try to reprogram them if you want, if you have the right skill abilities, but I'm not going to do that. Supplies down here. I'm going to grab these canisters. Having a pretty good week here, guys. We're getting closer to the release of the Switch 2, everybody. I haven't yet pre-ordered my Switch 2 yet, but I will once I get the time, man. Here. Now, the doors in this area are still locked. This door over here doesn't come unlocked, so let's go over here.
Beyond this door, someone yet lives.
Obviously.
Be mindful. His thoughts are difficult to read.
This guy.
But you have nothing to fear from this one, and he might yet prove useful.
Useful. We'll see.
Nice outfit. What, you miners change regulation uniforms while I've been in here?
Oh boy. He did not just say that. Keep those eyes up and tell me who you are.
Atten Rand. Excuse me if I don't shake hands. The field only causes mild electrical burns.
Atten Rand. Oh boy. I personally don't like this character, man. I think he's an asshole. I don't care for him. Unfortunately, we gotta talk to him, so... Care to explain why you're locked up?
Security claimed I violated some trumped-up regulation or another. Take it up with them if you want. But they stopped listening to me shortly before they stopped feeding me. Now that's criminal.
Gee, I wonder why they put you in there. Maybe you're the one who was trying to sabotage this place and escape with us. This facility seems deserted. What happened here? Or what is this place?
Oh, you mean you didn't come here on purpose? I'm shocked. I really am. This slice of paradise is the Paragus mining facility, the only supplier of shipping-grade engine fuel to this corner of the galaxy. Paragus fuel plays havoc with engines, but it gets the job done. As long as you don't mind the toxic byproducts and trying to mine it without blowing yourself up.
Wait, Blowing yourself up? That doesn't sound too safe.
Yeah, this asteroid belt is one giant minefield. One proton torpedo, even a stray blaster shot, can start an explosion that'll make the one that shattered Paragus 2 look like a kid's pop detonator.
Ooh, damn. How big of an explosion are we talking here?
You know the planet with the exposed core you saw flying in? That hole was caused by the first mining station that tried to siphon fuel off the planet. Blew a whole chunk out of the planet and set it drifting out here in a big clump of fuel-cooled asteroids.
Oh, damn.
So the miners drill the asteroids now, not the planet's surface. That's why they don't allow blasters here. Can't trust a miner jumped up on Juma Juice not to fire one stray shot that'll turn the entire colony into a thermal detonator.
Oh, so we're sitting in a giant minefield here, man. One little stray blast could blow everything to smithereens. I do not like this place at all. So, this facility seems deserted. What happened?
You mean before or after that Jedi showed up? Either way, it's a real short story. You see, this Jedi shows up, and you know what that means. Where there's one Jedi, the Republic will soon be crawling up your ion engine in no time. But the story gets better. See, some of the miners get it into their ferrocrete skulls that since the Jedi's unconscious, they can collect the bounty the exchange has posted for live Jedi. Well, what passes for the law here didn't like that idea. Nope. So the two groups started fighting. Then there was some big explosion. I was sitting here for a long time. Then you showed up in your underwear and things got a lot better.
You creep. What is wrong with you? Now, he only reacts that way to your character if you play as a female. If you play as a male character, he'll react differently. He just finds the female character more attractive. So there's a bounty on captured Jedi? Why?
Don't know much about it. Maybe the exchange wants one as a trophy, or somebody's got something against Jedi and is looking to collect. Not many Jedi left. Wouldn't surprise me if the bounty's pretty high.
Not many Jedi left? What happened to them?
The ones that weren't killed in the Jedi Civil War ended up switching off the lightsabers long ago. Word is there's not even a Jedi Council anymore, but who knows?
I've heard rumors. Okay, now, depending on your dialogue choices here, guys, you'll set up the events from the first game. If you guys remember at the end of the last game, you were revealed to be Darth Revan. So you either redeemed yourself and destroyed Darth Malak and saved the Jedi and the Republic, or if you go to the dark side, you defeated Darth Malak and reclaimed your dark side powers and became the Sith ruler. So, depending on what your dialogue choices here, you can set the events of the story. So, we're gonna say the Jedi and the Sith.
Yeah, Revan, Malak, and the Jedi that went to join them in the Mandalorian Wars. They turned against the other Jedi and had a scrap that almost laid waste to the galaxy. Where have you been?
That was the Jedi Civil Wars, which was the events of the first game here. So, my character's been away since the Mandalorian Wars.
Well, I wasn't there, but like all Sith, Revan and Malak turned on each other. After they turned on the Jedi, of course.
I was led to believe Revan saved the Jedi and the Republic.
I guess. There's rumors all over space about it. All I heard was Revan returned to pay Malak back for trying to kill her in the first place.
Her?
You know, women.
How long have you been in that force cage? Revan was a man, not a woman.
Maybe you're right. Maybe I just hoped Revan was a woman.
I have some more questions for you.
Look, not like your half-naked interrogation isn't a personal fantasy of mine, but...
I think
hey, wait a minute. You're that Jedi the miners were talking about.
Oh, now you figured
Where
it
is
out.
everybody?
I don't know. This facility's abandoned.
The miners can't all be gone. But if they are... Look, hey, let me out and I can help you. I can. I've gotten out of trouble countless times.
Tell me your plan and we'll see how we can go from there.
This facility isn't a military
Also, if
installation,
you hear kids
which
in the
means we may
background,
have a
guys,
chance.
that's my,
You shut down
my
this
niece
self-security
and my
field,
little
and I can
cousin.
reroute the emergency system so
Be
we can get to the
rowdy.
hangars. We grab a ship and then we fly out of here.
One thing first. The patients in the medical bay were killed by a lethal dose of sedatives. Know anything about that?
No, should I? Maybe you should ask one of those miners who was thinking about selling you to the exchange. Maybe they wanted to drug you up for transport. Ever think about that?
Calm down. I was just asking, not accusing.
You better watch yourself. I don't like being accused of something I didn't do. When I kill someone, trust me, you'll know. Got it? So you done interrogating me, or are we gonna work together and try to get out of this mess?
So we didn't have enough prestige there. I mean, persuasion. Why did I say prestige? Oh, you know what? Forget it. Alright, so I guess we have no choice but to trust this guy, even though he might be a criminal.
Great. Now to business. Let's get to the command console.
Alright, let's go. Personally, I wouldn't trust this guy as far as I could throw him.
Alright, here we are. Now this console is set on automatic hail. You may have heard it when you came in. The asteroid drift charts are constantly being updated, so it sends out a transmission to incoming vessels so they don't get crushed into space dust. The hail warns them to keep their distance until orbital drift charts are transmitted, and then provides docking instructions to incoming ships, usually freighters.
Okay.
Thing is, you can bounce that same transmission back to the comm here, and suddenly you've got access to the communication system from the inside. Pure Pazak. The console's ours.
Pure Pazak.
Now, all
You'll
we
hear
need to
that
do
a
is
lot.
reactivate the turbo lifts, cancel the emergency lockdown. Hey!
What's wrong?
This system's been severed from the main hub, after it was locked down from remote. You can't even reroute the system, it's been cut clean.
That wouldn't be standard procedure in an emergency lockdown.
No. Someone tried to lock down this whole level tight, and leave us here. Trapped.
Probably our sabotager. Is there anything we can do with the console?
I doubt it. All we have is communications back. For all the good trying to shout in a vacuum will do us.
Contact the miners?
We could try. But if the miners were trying to trap you up here and probably kill you, why not call them and chat? I don't think a friendly call is going to wake them up.
Let's see if we can reach anyone on the comm.
Be my guest. Not much else we can do. The comm's all yours.
Okay, let's go and send that. Watch some more logs here.
Tracked the freighter in. Was lucky it wasn't destroyed when it drifted into the asteroid field. Not much on board. One damaged droid, one annoying protocol droid, and a lot of bodies. Sent the survivor to medical and the others to the morgue. Didn't recognize the ship's ID code, so we transmitted it to the Republic for some answers. Questioned the protocol droid about what happened. Says his master, the survivor, I guess, was on the Republic ship the Harbinger when it suffered an engine failure. He says the survivor was a passenger on the vessel and a Jedi.
A Jedi.
If so, that's gonna mean true.
Okay.
Inventoried the bodies and cargo. Everything matches the protocol droid's story. The T3 droid had seized up, so we
Where's
left it in
the protocol
storage in
droid?
standby mode. Don't know what code will access it. It could be it's voice activated for all we know. We put the protocol droid to work in maintenance, sorting the mining droid comm routines and updating the recognition sensors. And to shut him up. When the survivor recovers, hopefully we can get him off this station before there's trouble between the work shifts. Word of the Jedi leaked out and the miners aren't sure what to do with her. Corda's mining crew wanted us to collect the creds for the bounty the Exchange has on Jedi, but I put a stop to that.
Of
We're
course.
contacting Telos to get the Republic records on the Jedi, but nobody will know word from the Republic. But I've sent out a broadcom transmission for records on this Ebon Hawk. One of the miners said it used to be a smuggling vessel. Accidents are making the miners restless. The droid behavior course must be undergoing some kind of binary decay. 2 miners were drilled by a droid's mining laser, and those blasts in the ventilation tunnels nearly caused the whole facility to blow.
Oh, damn. Yeah, so these logs pretty much tell us the story of what happened here on the station. Okay, dormitories. Can you read me? It's T3! Are you operational? We're trapped on the administration level. Can you open the turbo locks? There must be an emergency hatch. Try to find one. I'd rather risk that than be trapped up here. Okay. We're gonna switch characters here. We can now play as T3M4. Like I told you guys before, this is the astromech droid that joined us on the first planet Terrace back in KOTOR 1. So he's back in this game. He's a lot more useful in this game than the first game. Okay. Ooh. We got a gauntlet there. Uh-oh. We got company. everybody's enjoying the stream so far, guys. It's good to be back streaming again. I know I tried to stream Jedi Survivor last time, but I just wasn't enjoying the game, so I had to stop. I'm sorry I haven't been very active on my channel lately. It's just, you know, IRL things going on. I needed some time off, guys. I'm trying to get back into set traps for enemies. More droids. And they've got shield generators, which means our blasters won't work. We have to use the droid arm. Set of mind to open this door. This up? A blaster pistol, okay. This door over here. Ooh, a flamethrower. I'm gonna equip that right now. Right here. Repairable damage, alright. This door over here. And there's our ship. So this is our main objective, guys, is to get to the ship. Open the hangar door, unfortunately. It's magnetically sealed. But we can listen to some of these logs here. Nope, couldn't do that.
A lot of cargo from the Jedi's freighter is being stored in the secure cargo hold until we can pass it through the quarantine checks. And as requested, all the programming spikes the security officers wanted confiscated have been stored there as well, to prevent further system compromises. The secure cargo hold should be safe enough. If anybody wants to break into it, they'd have to blow it open with explosives.
Which we already did.
Who ordered the mining droids to repair that Jedi's freighter? I come in here off the work shift and 3 of them are repairing the port stabilizers? Did I miss something? Is somebody planning a trip? Because orders were that the hangar was to be locked down ever since that Jedi arrived. I don't know what maintenance is up to, but you can't just commission droids for repairs, especially with half the work shifts in medbay. Those droids are needed to repair the ventilation tunnels before gas builds up to terminal levels. It's not like that ship can go anywhere anyway. Even if it had the asteroid orbital drift charts, the Navicomputer's been voice-locked. You'd need the access code to get it spaceworthy. Considering this latest droid commission breach, I'm putting the droids in this section under the control of the current dock officer. If anyone sends commands to the mining droids outside this terminal, I'll be forced to enact full override.
Alright. The navigation is voice locked.
Looks like those droids got the vessel working again, even with all the damage it had taken. The maintenance officer still won't admit ordering them to fix it, though. Regardless, still no luck accessing the navicomputer. It's been voice locked, maybe by one of the corpses we found on the ship, like the old woman. If so, that ship isn't going anywhere, unless we rip out the navicomputer and put in a new one. If we even had one to spare. The only reason someone would lock their navicomputer is to hide their astrogation charts. Someone didn't want us to know where that ship was going, or where it had been. Only smugglers do that, or someone with something to hide.
Vessel.
That Jedi's got a lot of questions to answer.
Oh boy. So, like I said before, this is the way out, guys. This is the exit down here. But its blast door is magnetically sealed, and no amount of security explosives will open it. We want the override. So we have to go this way, unfortunately. Darn. Wow, these guys pretty easily. Got some armor there. I'll equip that. Anyway, I hope everybody's enjoying my Let's Play so far. Alright, Fang, that's fine, man. I understand. Just chilling here. Okay, call up the logs. There are no logs here. Call up emergency system. Open emergency hatch on progress administration level. There we go. That should do it. Somebody attacked T3.
So, how long have you been a Jedi? Must be tough. You know, no family, no husband.
Really? He's still flirting with us? No tougher than your false sympathy while you're staring at my chest.
Hey, I wasn't trying to...
What a pervert.
Hey, what do you know? The cargo cylinder came through.
Hey, don't call him a cargo cylinder. What's wrong with you? Looks like it, but it's strange he didn't contact us.
If he got the turbo lifts working, then we should have a clear run to the hangar.
Alright, take care, Rennick. I'll probably pop on after I'm done with this stream here.
Wait. Don't tell me you're taking that hatch down into the mining tunnels. Are you? That explosion I heard came from below. There's probably nothing down there except superheated rock and collapsed blast tunnels. You'd be an idiot to go down there.
Maybe, but it's the only way out. It's better than I risk my life than yours.
You're either really brave or really crazy, or both. Alright, I'll try to monitor things from up here. And be careful. The only thing moving down there is likely to be mining droids, so don't be playing hero too hard. Not that I care what happens to you or anything. I just don't want to be trying to get off this rock by myself.
I got it. See you soon.
I'll keep the comm link open. I may be able to guide you through the tunnels from up here. Don't know if the signal will hold if you get too deep, though.
Gotcha. Alright. probably tell you guys, it's gonna be a long time before we get a lightsaber. It takes a lot longer to get a lightsaber in this game than the first game. Okay, now we're down here. Strongest mining tunnels.
Can you read me?
Clearly, there's a lot of static.
There's a lot of interference down there, probably caused by that explosion. Still, it looks like there's a route down to the Paragus fuel depot. If the passages haven't collapsed, that explosion knocked out most of the sensors. There should be an emergency crate in the next room. Watch yourself. There's a lot of droid broadcasts in that area, but I can't pin them down.
Oh, really? You don't say, Zeta. I'll be careful and detect me if you... Yeah.
Will do. And be careful down there.
Sorry, sometimes I don't know what to say and the words don't come out right. Alright, let's see this stuff. There we go.
Find the emergency supplies?
Looks like there's some clothes in here too.
Damn it. Good to hear it. No sense in you running around half naked. It's distracting. I mean, for the droids.
This
But there
guy
may be
is
some
such a
survey
perv.
gear and a safety harness inside the crate, too. The miners wear them when staking claims on the asteroids. The survey gear is designed to spot and protect you against sonic mines. And the safety harness can be helpful if you try to disarm them.
There's some kind of energy shield crate.
Yeah, it's like a military-issue energy shield, except it's designed to protect the miners against lasers and heat. Should work against the droid mining lasers. It won't last forever, and certainly not against multiple laser hits. But it may buy you some time if you get ambushed by a battalion of droids.
Alright. Okay, got it.
Just one more thing. I've narrowed down some of the ID signals, and if the numbers are right, you're sharing those tunnels with a battalion of mining droids.
Uh-oh. I can handle it. Just guide me out of here.
There's gotta be some central controller down there. See if you can find a terminal by the main access shaft. That'd be governing intelligence.
Okay. So we're gonna have to fight a lot of droids in this area.
Watch where you step. I'm picking up a lot of sonic mines down there. Don't run unless you have to. It makes them harder
Remember,
to
this
spot.
is still the
If you have any
tutorial
skill
part of
with
the game,
demolitions,
guys.
you might be able to recover them and use them against the droids. That is, if the mines don't get you first. If you have survey gear or a safety harness, put them on. They'll make spotting and disarming the sonic charges a little easier.
Got it. We can try to recover them if we have enough skill. We do. This will also gain you XP. Parts. Now there's a broken droid here we can try to repair, but we don't have enough parts. Droids go down pretty fast. Another one. Got him. Right there. That make this right here. Remains, alright.
Hey, watch out. That explosion has superheated the tunnels ahead. That steam will cook the skin off your bones. If you can find a mining energy shield, switch it on. It should protect you against the heat if you move quickly enough.
Got it.
So, the central droid controller should be somewhere nearby. Keep an eye out for it. I'm picking up a lot of droids. If you still have a mining energy shield, I'd equip it and switch it on.
Alright. Is there any...
Sensor?
Sensor?
Must be maintenance drones. Yeah, watch out. Those little pests will try to repair the mining droids if you don't gun them down first. Still, it's odd they're still active after the explosion. They don't have the same shielding as the mining droids. Be careful of those droids. I don't like this.
Alright.
If you can handle yourself, fine. I'm just looking out for my own skin. Atten, out.
Huh, his own skin. Alright, I guess we can level up now. Let's see. Increase that. Stun. Not that we'll need these abilities right now. Shut down the mining droid's functions. Shut these down. There we go. Droids shouldn't attack us now. We can still fight them. Okay, I guess not.
Mining tunnels are shutting down. You need to get out of there before they vent fuel to the surface of the asteroid through the tunnels.
Hey, welcome back, Fang. Which one do I have?
I may be able to keep it contained until you get the turbo lift to the fuel depot, but not for much longer. I'm locking down the turbo lift to the administration section now to keep the blast from spreading. If you've got anything left to do down there, make it quick, because where you are is going to get real hot real soon.
Alright, I'll be sure that. There's still some kill these guys for XP. deposit. This is where we wanted to go, man. This is where we lost T3. Uh-oh. Well, look, it's the guy from one of the security logs. I think that's the maintenance officer, but he appears to be dead.
Greetings. It is a pleasure to see you alive, Master, provided my receptors are not off focus. How may I be of assistance?
Okay, here we go. Sit down, folks. This is going to be a long explanation. This is going to be a long section of dialogue choices. So if you guys want to go ahead and go get a snack or something, I'm going to be here talking to this droid for a while. So if you want to go get a drink or a snack or something, feel free to go ahead, guys, because this is going to take a long time.
Answer. I am a survivor of the Harbinger, just as you were, Master. With the unexpected termination of my previous Master, you are the only organic which I may now serve.
Everybody, meet HK-50. Now, I know what you're all thinking. Is that HK-47 from the last game? No, it is not. It is a newer model of the same droid. They're called the HK-50 units. And trust me, there's a lot of them. And they're so annoying. So who was your previous master?
Answer. The captain of the Harbinger, Master. I was in transit to Telos to facilitate communications and terminate hostilities. However, we did not arrive at our intended destination.
What happened?
Irritated answer. Oh, Master, it is such a long, dull story, and not terribly relevant to our current situation.
Why don't you tell me anyway? For a droid, you don't take orders well. Now tell me what happened.
Hesitant explanation. That has been the subject of considerable discussion since our arrival here, Master. Many have attempted to claim you and this unit as salvage. I was crudely interrogated concerning our brief history together on board the Harbinger, before its communications, weapons, and engines suffered the cascade failure that disabled the ship.
How come I don't remember anything?
Speculation. It is possible you were incapacitated and locked in the well-shielded cargo compartment as the Harbinger was being systematically crippled, Master.
Locked?
Clarification. By locked, I meant sealed, Master. My vocabulator seems to be malfunctioning.
You said incapacitated. What all this is going on?
Clarification. Yes, Master. No doubt the flurry of destruction on board the Harbinger somehow drugged you into a stupor from which you could not awaken. Most curious.
Drug? What do you mean, drug?
Placation. Merely a turn of phrase, Master. The implication that your state was due to the result of ingesting large quantities of Juma juice was unintentional. I meant to communicate only that you were somehow rendered unconscious before you were locked securely in the cargo hold.
Okay. No, you said locked again.
Clarification.
Fine, what happened next?
Recitation. Following the unusual set of coincidences that led to the cascade failure in the Harbinger's systems, we were boarded by a small freighter with unknown ID codes. It appeared that this freighter had been attacked, and the captain wanted to study it. This freighter appeared to be still spaceworthy. Your cargo compartment was breached, and you were taken on board the freighter shortly before the Harbinger's systems began to go critical. I, too, managed to board the freighter before the Harbinger's destruction. We were most fortunate to have survived, Master.
Any idea who attacked the small freighter?
Evaluation. Master, I do not know. Judging from the damage, it had been attacked by a much larger vessel. And when it attempted to escape the Harbinger with you on board, it was fired on again. Addendum. It does seem odd that such a small vessel has a high probability of attracting the attention of much larger vessels. Not a welcome trait in a freighter, to be sure.
The freighter at the Harbinger brought on board?
Explanation? I believe it was a smuggler's vessel by the name of the Ebon Hawk. Speculation. As to its purpose, I do not know. Perhaps it was always its intention to play dead, then kidnap you off the Harbinger and rob me of my bounty.
Bounty? What do you mean, bounty?
Clarification. By bounty, I refer to your life, Master. It would pain me to see you damaged in any way. That is why the arrival of this Ebon Hawk caused me considerable distress.
Ebon Hawk came here.
Apology. My memory core cannot provide a clear answer on that point, Master. Suffice to say that once we arrived at this floating rock, our situation became much clearer.
How so?
Explanation. Despite my market value, Master, the miners were far more interested in you. It did not take long for me to ascertain the reason for this. While an HK protocol droid is a valuable piece of property, Jedi are worth much more in certain exclusive markets across the galaxy. Painful admission. I must confess to feelings of inferiority at the speculated difference between my value and the price for your capture. I was forced to remind myself it was not due to a failing of my model or function, but because you were a Jedi. Surprised answer. Why, I told them, Master. You are the exiled Jedi who served with Revan in the Mandalorian Wars, are you not? I hope all that has happened has not been the result of a miscommunication. If so, then the problem lies with the core word databases, which are notoriously spotty.
You sure knows quite a lot, you know? What do you guys think? I don't trust this guy, man. I think he might be the sabotager.
Indignant exclamation. Master, I am only a protocol droid, but it is part of my function to know such information and relay it to any interested parties in the interests of terminating any potential hostiles.
So what happened to the miners when we arrived?
Answer. All that has happened has been because they believe you to be a Jedi, Master. They debated what to do with you as you lay unconscious in the medical bay. One group seemed intent on selling you as property. The other group opposed this.
So what happened?
3 standard hours after the division between the miners became apparent, accidents began to occur throughout the facility. A result of improper maintenance, I believe. These accidents coincided with the degradation of the mining droid behavioral cores. Crude models are prone to such failures, resulting in murderous rampages. The mortality rate of organics in the facility rose quickly.
So what happened to the rest of the miners?
Many miners began to join you in the medical bay as a cascade of flawlessly timed detonations occurred in isolated gas pockets in the lower levels of the facility. The explosions herded the miners into emergency sections of the station, quickly and efficiently cutting them off from communications and facility control. But sadly enough, not the ventilation systems.
Sadly enough, what do you mean?
You see, the explosions had damaged specific sections of this facility's ventilation systems, causing a slow, lethal buildup of toxic fumes in the dormitory level.
Oh shit. That means they were trapped in a gas chamber. Oh dear, man. That is pretty grisly. That's a horrible way to die, man. Are there any left survivors in there?
Answer. I do not know, Master. Ironically enough, any miner that fled to the dormitory level to protect themselves from the droids and the explosions would find themselves in a gas-filled death trap.
We need to get there and rescue them.
It is unlikely any miners remain alive. As I said, the dormitory has been cut off from the rest of the facility, as has the hangar bay. There is no escape.
There must be a way to get out of here.
Theory. You could walk across the surface of the asteroid to the dormitory airlock, but such a route would be extremely hazardous. and I do not wish to see you damaged.
Those miners could be hurt. We need to make sure they're alright.
Warning, Master. Continued exploration of this facility may place you in unnecessary danger. I encourage you to return to the medical bay and wait for retrieval from a vessel that is no doubt on the way, even as we continue this pointless conversation.
You're not the one giving me orders here. I give you orders.
Weary resignation. Very well, Master. But there is very little that I can do. You see, the airlock is sealed by a code.
Alright.
Correction. Oh, I already possess the code, Master, but I am afraid that it will do you no good.
How do you mean?
Condescending explanation. Master, the console governing the droid maintenance area and the airlock is voice printed musing. In the last days of his life, the maintenance officer was quite careful about voice protocols, bordering on paranoid obsession. Conjecture. I suspect once he realized something was wrong in the facility, he voice-locked the droid bay functions. A prudent measure, but in the end, he met the same fate as the rest of the organics. Explanation. Yes, Master. Many consoles have voice recognition sensors built into their systems so that only selected individuals can unlock them.
You already have the code.
Condescending explanation. Oh, yes, Master. The code is Maintenance Control Voice Print ID R1B5. But unless the maintenance officer speaks the code, it is useless.
You know what? I'm done talking to this droid now.
Answer. Master, you cannot. You are trapped here just as I am. There is nothing to do, except patiently wait for whatever the future has in store for us.
I'll be going now. Join our party, which is very suspicious, man. I don't trust this droid, man. I think he's up to something. He knows too much. The protocol droids help. I've worked on the voice print sensors, installed them in the mining droids, but I'm locking up the original here to prevent other miners from using the ability to record and playback voices to override the droid's voice print protocols. Now, what you gotta do, there's two ways you can do this, guys. You can go to the console on the other side of the facility here and record the maintenance officer's voice from the console, or you can talk to the HK protocol droid here and trick him into giving you the code in the maintenance officer's voice, which I'm gonna do.
Greeting. It is a pleasure to see you intact, Master. How may I be of assistance?
So what you gotta do here is ask him about the body.
Answer. That is all that remains of the maintenance officer, Master. At the end, he was quite incoherent from the pain, and attempts to facilitate communications with him proved useless. I heard his dying screams as the droids he tended turned on him, mining him like a piece of asteroid rock.
Screams?
Recitation? Oh, yes, Master. The record of his last moments were...
5 droids, burning through the outer door. They're forcing their way into the bay. Please, someone that... Oh no, they're through! Oh, my leg! They're burning through my leg! Oh, stop! Stop, please!
Addendum. His remaining attempts at communication are variations in decibel, Master, ranging from frenzied screams to gibbering inarticulate attempts to beg for his life.
Alright, so if you can play back his voice, can you speak the voice code?
Objection. Master, to commit such an act would be in violation of the ethics programming most droids are believed to possess. I am afraid there is nothing that can be done.
He's lying. Persuade.
Proud answer. Master, I believe my vocabulator is working adequately enough to accommodate your request. A recitation. Maintenance control voice print ID R1B5. There. Was that sufficient, Master?
Yes, I think that's all.
Confused query. I am sorry, Master. Were you speaking to yourself?
He doesn't realize what we were doing. But there you go, we got the voice print ID, so now we can get out of here. Uh-oh, more droids. Hold up. Droid. Stun. Now, unfortunately, we can't get through these force shields. More mining droids. Mining droids. They still go down and out. One hit, triple KO. Could open this door, but that'll just take us back up to the administration level, and we don't want to go there. Wait. Boom. There we go. Okay, reflex pack. That one. Enter the code.
Maintenance control, voice print ID R1B5.
Okay, we implemented the code. Open the maintenance officer override. And bingo, there you go. Now let's listen to these logs real quick before we go. This is another option to getting the voice print. Listening to the maintenance officer's access logs.
Finished the sonic imprint sensor prototype for the mining droids. Everyone knows they need an upgrade. The sensor should allow me to issue voice commands to them rather than manually adjusting their routine each time the mining specifications change. I've been keeping the sensor in the maintenance workshop for the time being. I wanted to test it first by recording and playing back some simple voice commands. Finished my examination of the droids from the Ebonhawk freighter. The T3 unit looked like it had shut itself down. The protocol droid, however, made up for it. It talked my ear off for most of the hour, asking questions about the facility, the personnel, and so on. Still, it wanted to make itself useful, so I put it to work until its master wakes up from the med bay. It seems to have some skills in speaking to droid behavior core, so there's been some trouble with some of the mining droids, so I'm signing off. Been speaking to the protocol droid about the Jedi in med bay. I thought they'd all gone away or been killed in the Jedi Civil War. The droid told me that his master's the only Jedi he knows of in all the galaxy, and that the Jedi had served in the Mandalorian Wars almost 10 years ago. That would have meant that the Jedi served under Revan for a time. Maybe the Jedi knows what happened to Revan after the end of the Jedi Civil War.
That's right. If you guys remember, we found out in the first game that our main character that we played as turned out to be the Sith Lord everyone presumed was dead, Darth Revan, who was Darth Malak's master. But thanks to Bastila Shan, Revan survived and was brought before the Jedi Council, and they basically wiped away Revan's memory and made him into a soldier, and then retrained him as a Jedi. But eventually he found out the truth and saved Bastila Shan from the dark side and defeated Darth Malak. But nobody knows what happened to Revan after the Jedi Civil War. But I do, because I've read some of the lore about what happened after the first game, and well, I don't have time to get into it right now, but maybe I'll talk about it later.
Been too busy to enter a log for a while. There's been more and more accidents since that Jedi arrived. The miners are starting to get restless, especially Corda. Corda said the exchange is offering a huge bounty on Jedi Knights and that we can make a fortune if we sell the Jedi to Nar Shaddaa. Security shut down that idea pretty quick. But I don't think Corda and his men are gonna give up that easy. I mentioned the trouble to the Jedi's protocol droid. He seemed concerned about his master's safety. I told the droid not to worry. The Corda wouldn't... When the dock officer reported the droids repairing the Ebon Hawk, I'd saw the voice print ID on the droid console system. Someone ordered them to repair that freighter, but I can't find a trace of the order anywhere. If anyone tries that again, they won't be able to do it from this terminal unless I let them. The voice print should cut any user off from the central functions unless I give the code. The maintenance check on the droids didn't help. If anything, the accidents have increased. Security interrogated me about the droids and they weren't too happy with my answers. I don't understand it though. These aren't combat models. They shouldn't even know how to attack. I can't help but think, what if somebody staged the initial trouble with the mining droids just to get them all sent to maintenance, and then did something to them? I think security's right. Someone's trying to sabotage this facility and they're using the droids to do it. But why?
Probably because they want the Jedi. Alright, now, subterranean, we can check the ventilation system. Trace the source command field shut down. Oh, we can check this something here. Run diagnostic. Okay, I know there's something here that's connected to the poison quest. Nope, guess not. Maybe let's go in here. Alright, these guys don't do too much damage. This locker over here and grab the suit. Okay, we got a spacesuit here, so we can walk out here on the asteroid surface to get to the dormitory sections. Ouch, damage there.
That's about time. I lost your signal after you left the mining tunnels. Now you're coming in clear.
Except I'm picking you up on the exterior of the facility. On the asteroid's surface. That can't be right.
I'm right outside the administration window.
Huh? What are you doing out there?
I need to reach the miners in the dormitory section. This is the only way to get there.
You're crazy, even for a Jedi. Look, you need to get out of there, quick.
What do you mean?
What little is left of the facility's venting systems have gone active, most likely from the explosions in the mining tunnels. They're venting Paragus fuel deposits into space through the exterior vents, right in your path.
Can't you shut them down?
I can't. I'm locked out of the main systems here. I couldn't shut it down if I tried. The vents look like they've been purposely rerouted to vent the gases to the exterior. And only in the last few minutes. It's almost as if...
If what?
Now what now?
What's going on?
I don't believe this. There's a ship coming in, sending a docking code. I have a bad feeling about this.
A bad feeling? cutscene's gonna take a few minutes here. So that Republic ship with the Sith Lord on it's gonna dock here. No, this is not the Republic coming to save us. Excuse me. Sorry. Excuse me, I need to blow my nose again. Sorry. I apologize. Oh boy. Whoever's on board that ship's gonna come on the facility now. So I think we better save here. Let's continue on to the dormitory section. To the dormitory section. And we got more mining droids. Now we have a workbench here where we can upgrade our weapons. We have grip, energy cell, and basic edge. So we'll upgrade that. And not all armors can be upgraded, unfortunately. Okay, we're gonna have these guys shoot ice beams at you, so that'll stun you. We're gonna have to switch to a lead mining laser. They can't touch us from over here. Everybody's still watching the stream and enjoying it so far, guys. Plasma torch. Locker. All these lockers are there. No more access. Got a Mandalorian shield there. Got a breathing mask there, and a log. Here's our exit, guys. Woo, hello! We just picked up a Jedi defense armor. Okay, Mira Luca apprentice robes. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna. Now I feel more like a Jedi. Now if we try to access this lock here, it's locked. Open the door to the turbo lift. We can't. We could just destroy it, but I'm gonna, for the story's sake, we're gonna go ahead and read some more logs. We're gonna go to the dormitory section now. Now I know we're getting close to the 2-hour mark, guys, but I think I'm gonna go just a little bit longer until we figure out what's going on in this facility. And the dormitory lockdown. Dormitory lockdown. Shut off the poison gas. Oh, we forgot to level up. We can upgrade our feats now. I'm gonna use Jedi Mind Trick, why not? We're at level 5 now. Oh, I think we can put that in our sword. Yes, we can. There we go. We upgraded our. I think we can also make a hilt. You can craft items if you have the right skills. Oops, where is it? There it is. Nope, we don't have enough skill. Nope. Try. Go this way first. insert the logs into here. These are the final logs. We're gonna have to go through here and find all the logs so we can put them in here and find out what happened to the miners here. As you can see, they're all dead, obviously.
This may be the beginning of a long record. It's about an hour after the facility suffered the explosion that triggered the emergency lockdown. Just finished helping the dock officer set up the transmission relay. Not much signal strength, but it's better than nothing. The transmission gives the code to open the turbo lift when or if help arrives. Code is a simple group of 5 numbers. 3, 17, 13, then the next 2 numbers are...
Sir, couldn't we contact the medbay? Maybe the Jedi's awake. If so, she could help us.
No good. The link to the medical computer was severed from the hub, just like the administration console. Even if the Jedi wakes up, how would we get the dormitory turbo lift code to her? Without it, the turbo lift to the administration level is locked down.
Yeah, that's not good.
We just took an inventory of our supplies. We've got enough emergency rations in the dormitories to last almost a month. But with all the problems in the facility, I don't know how long we'll last. I wish we could contact the Jedi. Maybe she could... No. She's still floating in that damn tank. Someone's played us for fools. And since Corder and his crew aren't locked in here with us, it's pretty clear who it was.
Obviously.
If I ever catch up with that Mandalorian-loving son of a... At least the air scrubbers are still working, even though they're tied into the... Hey, what's happening to the ventilation system? This...
Uh-oh. And boom. They all died a horrible gas-filled death. Whoever sabotages this facility poisoned the dormitories, man. Make sure everybody in this facility died. Insert form and log.
Manama treto sobre barakto drun. Krishe mentru gre babano flank turun na sagan. Der into runto. Relibe kurun. Der into runto walk over.
Just gonna skip this guy.
Manama treto sobre barak. Der into run. Federatorum. Manama treto sobre barak. Der into run. Federatorum. One June Senisen.
Your ears always were too big, CN. Come on, if the maintenance officer comes through on the explosions, these dorms are gonna be filling up soon. And shut that damn data pad off and throw it down the refresher.
Oh shit. Miner log.
What did you want to talk to me about? I have to suit up and drill the 3219K asteroid claim within the hour, so talk quick.
I heard you had plans for the Jedi, about selling her to the exchange.
Yeah, but security already set their piece on that, didn't they? Nobody's getting sold to anyone.
Are they? I've seen the logs you've been accessing. Maybe the two of us could work something out.
It doesn't matter what we work out. We wouldn't make one hyperspace jump before what's left of the Republic was on us.
If you have a way off this station, I can cover our tracks, and ensure the Republic is not alerted to our presence.
Well, I may know someone. Works the system on special jobs. He may want to know details, but I might be able to arrange transport.
I've seen the logs. I know you've already asked him and given the details. Once he agrees, I can handle the rest.
Handle the rest? Like how?
When the time comes, I'll contact you via comlink. Maintenance out.
Since when did the maintenance officer grow some horns?
Oh boy. Evacuation.
We managed to get to the dormitories. We should be safe here. We've been trying to use the holo-transmitter to beam a transmission to the administration level to end the lockdown. But the administration console's been severed from the main hub. Everyone thinks we should try to evacuate on our own as soon as possible. But there's no way to break the dormitory seals from the inside. I'm going to keep sending distress calls in the meantime. We've been trying to find a way to circumvent the lockdown and get to our hangar bay, but so far, no luck.
Man, I feel so bad for these miners, man. There was no way they could escape. They all died a horrible death.
The situation's worse than we thought. Even if we get out of here, we can't shut down the fuel depot force fields if a fuel leak was detected. If so, the only way off this asteroid is if a ship docks with us. But the only connection to the docking platform is on the administration level, and we can't get up to the docking bay while we're trapped here. I only hope someone survived the explosion in the mining tunnels. If not, then we're stranded here. Unless our transmission reaches a passing ship, or a Telos freighter. Managed to use the holo-transmitter here as a crude relay to beam short-burst transmissions outside the Paragas facility. With any luck, the transmission will carry beyond the asteroid field. We've set the emergency transmission on automatic playback. We're using a simple military flash code to transmit the code to the turbolifts, so maybe our rescuers can get down to the dormitory when they reach the station. Without those turbolift codes, our rescuers wouldn't be able to get here from the administration level. And without those codes, we wouldn't be able to get to the administration level if we found a way out on our own. The messages are short distress calls only, since we can't get much signal strength. It's pretty weak, so unless a ship is actively searching the area, it might be a long time before a ship picks up the message. After all, who would be scouring frequencies way out here looking for trouble?
Who knows?
The transmission gives the code to open the turbolift when or if help arrives. Code is a simple group of 5 numbers. 3, 17, 13. Then the next 2 numbers are
10 and 5. Okay, we've got the code now. So which means we can finally get out of here. Nice, like I said, guys, we're gonna go for just a few minutes more because I want to finish this section of the game before we can call it a night. Uh-oh, I think we went the wrong way. My bad. Sorry about that. To enter the code, it doesn't work. And here's why.
Almost didn't make it out of the dormitory section before the lockdown, you murklack. You're cutting a little close, aren't you?
Yes, a regrettable miscalculation on my part.
I'm contacting you because I'm picking up a subspace transmission from within that level. Is that your doing?
No, they must be trying to use the old relay system to send an emergency signal. I doubt they know what's really going on.
Hey, this turbo lift's locked down.
Locked down?
Try the code again, and don't worry about the miners and their transmission. By the time help arrives, we'll be all the way to Nar Shaddaa.
Oh, they won't be leaving the dormitories. The explosion within the tunnel has damaged the ventilation systems, causing breaches in the core exhaust conduits.
What? That's going to kill them all!
Not all of them, but I'm sending a number of mining droids to your location right now to correct that problem.
Corda, this turbo lift's locked down.
Looks like your
The
contact
sequence
is
isn't
turned
working.
on you.
Keep trying it! You! Why are you doing this? Why me?
You. It was never about you. The Jedi is all that interests me. But then you had to ruin everything by revealing her identity and then trying to harm her. And that I cannot allow. Statement. You are a risk, Corda. You are impulsive, crude, and soon, deceased.
He said statement.
Mocking query. Corta, are you dead yet? Smug statement. I believe I forgot to mention that I reversed the turbolift codes. In case you managed to get this far.
I was right. It was the HK droid, man. He's the sabotager. Alright, open the lift. And boom, there we go. Now we know who's responsible for everything, man. It was the HK droid all this time. He murdered everybody in this facility.
Emergency lockdown overridden.
I have felt a disturbance. Our enemy is here. We must leave at once.
Enemy?
The one that fired upon the Ebon Hawk as we attempted to rescue you. And he will not let us go without blood being shed.
So... if he's... oh, no. Let's go.
We need to make our way to the docking area on this level. I fear the airlock has already opened, and if so, we must be on our guard. If we cannot reach the Ebon Hawk, then we must find a way to escape on the ship that has docked here.
Alright, Rayza has now officially joined your party. Your first party member, guys. I'm just gonna level her up real quick. There we go. Unfortunately, we don't have lightsabers, guys. Spikes here, guys. So I can grab this real quick. Now we can get out of here. That's not good. Yep, the enemy's here, alright. Which means we want to keep moving.
What in space is going on? Who's this? Another Jedi? What, did you guys suddenly start breeding when I wasn't looking?
This is too long to explain. We have to leave now.
Alright. I'm guessing that Republic ship that just docked isn't carrying friends of yours.
No.
I hope your talent for understatement is offset by your skill with a blaster. If not, then I fear our time together will be short indeed.
Yeah, and I'm also good at running and drinking, Your Majesty. And even if you two aren't big friends of the Republic, that warship's the only way off this station.
Let's go. Atten has joined your party, man.
Good thing we have a clear run to the ship.
Threat. Mass Master, perhaps I did not enunciate clearly the last time we spoke. I suggested that you should shut down, stay put, and wait for rescue.
No, you were clear. I just don't listen to assassin droids.
Clarification. Assassin droid is such a crude term, Master, reserved for Durasteel drones uploaded with only the most archaic kill programs. The function I perform has been referred to as wanton slaughter. I prefer to see it as a means of facilitating communication, resulting in the termination of hostilities.
Are you the one who killed everybody?
Indignant answer. Master, the miners intended to place you in jeopardy. I could not allow that to take place, so I was forced to negotiate a termination of hostilities. After reprogramming the mining droids to mine any organics they perceived, they began to kill the miners one by one. Then a series of flawlessly timed explosions drove the miners into their dormitories, where I was able to gas them all at once without wasting time hunting them through the mining tunnels. I then administered a large dose of sedatives to the remaining miners in the med bay, enough to kill them, but ensure you slept peacefully. Of course, against my calculations, you awakened from your tank prematurely. I am ashamed by the inconvenience that caused for both of us.
So why did you want to capture me?
Answer. It is beyond the scope of my programming to probe the motivations of my clients, Master. Suffice to say that I am being well compensated for my services. You have been a difficult target to find. You have been wandering the galaxy since the end of the Mandalorian Wars, leaving little record of your passage. It is as if you did not wish to be found by hunters such as myself, or more likely, the Jedi Order.
Okay, so I should probably tell you guys, these HK-50 droids are programmed specifically to hunt down Jedi. So who's your client?
Chiding answer. My programming renders me incapable of revealing the identity of my client, Master. However, I am free to say that my client is wealthy and very interested in possessing the last of the Jedi.
I don't want to fight you, but I will if you leave me no choice.
Resignation. Very well, Master. If inflicting pain is the only means to resolve this matter, then you leave me no choice.
Alright guys, boss battle time. Oh no, he killed him. And down he goes. HK Replicator, okay. Pick up several of those parts throughout the game, man. Let's just say they're tied to the original character that these droids are based on. Alright, let me level up Atten here. Okay, so we're now boarding the Harbinger. Now we're gonna get a cutscene here.
Something is wrong. I sense no one on board.
You sense no one on board? Sense any assassin droids creeping up behind us like last time?
Everyone here has been slain, yet there are few signs of battle. No carbon scoring, no blast of fire. This place has been hit by assassins of a different sort.
Then what are we doing on this ship? We were better off in the facility. You two are supposed to be Jedi? You two are the worst Jedi I've ever met.
I'm down. Meet and plan it, not acquisitions.
If the assassin machine was correct, then we cannot reach the hangar. Be silent. I need some time to think.
I saw a vessel dock. Fuel pipe entered the fuses by first field.
Look, I don't mean to cast another shadow on this, but even if you could reach the ship you came in on, it wouldn't matter. You'll need the orbital drift charts to clear the Paragus asteroid field, unless you want to have the shortest flight out of Paragus ever recorded.
Why don't we, steal this ship?
Oh, you mean with the huge crew we brought along with us? That's a brilliant idea.
Just kidding. Wait, how did the Harbinger get the digital orbital drift charts if it would dock here?
Well, of course they have the asteroid drift charts in their Navicomputer. They'd have to.
So let's get the codes from there. We can carry reaching the Ebon Hawk.
Well, we'd have to get to the bridge. Well, that's the biggest problem I can see.
That is a sound plan for the moment. Let us go.
Now that you have a party, actions and dialogue response will increase and your influence with your companions, depending on the personalities. Some respect crew cruelty, while others respect to nobility, loyalty and cleverness, brute force, and so on. The higher your influence with a companion, the more your alignment affects theirs, and the extreme high or low influence with a companion can open additional dialogue choices. There are benefits to both, so treat them as you will. Yeah, this is where the, what's it called? Mass Effect play comes into play, man, where you can talk to your companions and gain influence with them.
Our enemies gather while we wait here.
We could agree with Kriya here, or we could agree with Atten and get some prestige. I'm gonna go with Atten.
All right, but this won't end well. Trust me.
So we got some influence from Atten there. And you know what, guys? I think I'm gonna call it here. So let's go ahead and save. Okay, so... Alright, time to end the stream now, guys. And look at that, we got over 104 views. Wow, that's a lot, guys. I just want to say thank you all for being here to support me and watching the stream with me and being supportive. Thank you, guys. I am getting better. The allergies are going to be a pain, but I'll still try to do some more videos. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. If you did, please leave a like and comment down below. Subscribe to me, Rayza, and I'll be back next time with another Star Wars.